Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sohum Reactions. Today's request comes from Michael, who's introducing me to the famous dance pop musician Shannon. I've never heard of her before, but apparently all of her music lights the dance club floor on fire. So, very excited to hear what her sound is like and to put on the moves for you guys. I am not the best dancer in the world, so do prepare for cringe, but either way, we're all human trying to figure this thing out. Let's enjoy the music together. Before we jump into it, once again, thank you, Michael, for the request and bringing another new artist to the channel. Now, my friends, let's jump into it. It's a very bright electronic key sound. Or synthesizer, right? Ooh. It's like electric piano synthesizer. That is clearly in the world of 80s synth pop. Oh, that's a pretty melody. Are you listening? Listen to those like darker, lower notes in the synth. They feel so oaky and hollow, weirdly enough, even though they take up a lot of space here and stand out in this mix. It's like big ice cubes, but in the lower frequencies. Chimes. Space sounds. That is so catchy. I was not expecting that cadence for the chorus. There is a lot of movement in the rhythm of this. I feel like somehow the melody feels very dynamic, but what's even more dynamic about this song is the rhythm. So like if you are in the club dancing to this, you got to be prepared for a whole lot of shifts in energy. And honestly, like the way the club is run these days, you get like 30 seconds of the song you like, the drop comes in, and then it transitions away to another song that you may also like but doesn't fit the vibe, or chances are you don't actually like that song and you missed out on the one song you actually wanted to listen to. Where are all the clubs that play all of the classic music? I need to go there. That's a separate rant for a separate day. Four-note motif keeps finding itself again. Yeah. Keeps finding itself in this. Sure, I'll repeat. They need to put music like this in the clubs. I'm getting hints of electric guitar in this. Infrequently, but I hear it somewhere. Yeah, that. This song is such a vibe. This is growing on me minute by minute. We're getting a guitar solo? No way. that tone. Oh, I love the way these notes dance around my headphones. This is probably my favorite section of the song, by the way. Electric guitar into this. Oh, and now it's layering. There's always a melodic or rhythmic through line in this song. It just keeps on keeping on. Do you want to escape? I'm reminded of Madonna, dude. Some Madonna. Even the ad-libs, that's a very Madonna thing to do. Fading out. Okay. Oh, that is such a good song. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Michael. These songs, this one song we listened to, so fun, danceable, awesome melody. The groove establishes itself and then re-establishes itself because there's so many moments where the actual pattern being played in the keys changes. Even if we're in the same melodic umbrella using similar instruments, the actual punches when they come add so much to how you would dance along to a song like this, because technically the synths and the keys, they are responsible in this song for the rhythm in a way that, you know, typically a drum kit would be, but it doesn't seem like that's what's being used here or emphasized here. In fact, you don't necessarily need your standard like 4-piece rock band with a guitar, bass, drum, vocalist. Like that is like bread and butter, but with synths and keyboards and all the electronic components that can be added to music, really all you need to do is like have a firm grasp of music production. If you can work in your DAW well, you're efficient, you figured out how all the techniques and stuff work to make your song sound good with just an instrumental in mind. That's the first like level of difficulty you have to kind of learn to surpass, and then you have to be able to sing as well as Shannon does, and sticking those two things together, you have a banger of a song. The one thing I will say is that I can tell that Shannon has great vocals and she's very powerful. She has that sort of commanding voice in that like poppy club kind of environment. You'll be able to hear her very clearly, and because she never wavers in her energy, she'll always be able to get you riled up. But the thing is, we didn't get as much dynamics from her. I promise you, she can probably sing those beautiful ballads just judging by her ability to shout sing here, but you're not getting as much dynamic work in the vocals. In fact, I think a lot of the sections where we get repeats, especially in that chorus, it almost sounds like a cookie cutter copy of her vocal delivery from before, but the instrumentation is changing. And it's not necessarily a knock, it's just something that I'm noticing on this first listen. I guess the last thing I'll talk about for this song is the production, and more specifically the layering of each of the elements in this song. I feel like this was all such a fluid, continuous stream of musical consciousness. Like there was no point where I felt like an extremely jarring disconnect from section to section. In fact, for the most part, every single movement, every single transition carried over something from before into the following section, always like maintaining some kind of through line, whether it's in the melody, whether it's in the specific element in the mix. Layer by layer, we add something, and at the same time, you can also peel off some of the other layers that haven't been recently attended to, or just for the song's sake deserve to kind of go by the wayside until they're reintroduced again. So to me, a song like this almost has the feel that it could be looped infinitely. Once you've kind of traversed each of the unique sections, all you have to do is just keep replaying those moments. And if you can even hype up, like a DJ might hype up the transitions from section to section more and more and more each time around, I feel like in the modern era you would have an even bigger hit. But that's why I say I really wish clubs in the modern era like used music like this instead of like all of the late 2010s and 2020s stuff that honestly it's not as good. Not as unique. You'll end up traversing a lot of the same chord progressions. The vibes aren't as different. I don't know. This is like a more like broad commentary on the way that music is going lately, because you can find your pockets of really niche genre blended stuff in the modern era that feels fresh, that doesn't feel soulless. But then when you go to the club, oftentimes that is exactly what you're given, is the soulless material. So I don't frequent the club a lot these days because the music isn't the best. And hey, that matters to a person like me who spends all day, every day listening and enjoying music. So I think I'm going to end it there. Thank you very much, Michael, for sharing Shannon with me. Would definitely be interested in checking more of her stuff out. So if you'd like to make a reaction request, the link is in the description box below. But thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.